How's it going, everyone? As per the title, you can probably already have figured out that you're going to be seeing a Krieg kill of the Ancient Dragons of Destruction. This particular build will be Hellborn tree focused, using obviously the flame of the Firehawk here's Nova Burst to continually generate health mixed with Elemental Empathy. And basically, this is a very high DPS build because you're going to be focusing on using an Elemental Interfacer mixed with the new class mod that actually came out with Tiny Tina's DLC, which is a Barbarian class mod, Chaotic Evil to be exact. And basically this is going to be buffing Salt the Wound, which, since you're going to be taking continual damage from the dragons, you're always going to have a high stack. And the weapon behaviors it's going to impact are critical hit damage and fire rate. The Interfacer already has great damage and great fire rate. When you mix it with the incredible damage you can output with critical hit damage when you hit them in the face, you'll notice just how fast these dragons drop. It absolutely outpaces the double penetrating heralds in terms of DPS. Well, at least one, maybe Sal's 2 might have something to say about that. But yeah, it absolutely does. I have tried it with the double penetrating heralds a couple of times. I got 2 of the dragons down and the fire one gave me trouble, but I could probably work on that in the future. The other weapon, as you can probably already tell, I've been using is the Grog Nozzle here because of the incredible 65% health regen you get from it. This thing will basically keep you alive a lot of the time when you absolutely need that health regen. Personally, I haven't seen anyone do it with the Ruby yet. But the odds are, because I've done it a couple of times with the Ruby and almost got them down, and then I take a hit from, say, both dragons, and the incredible amount of damage that they output just instantly downs me. And I genuinely feel that anyone who does do it with the Ruby, unless I have some of the worst luck humanly possible, that I'm always smoked by 2 dragons continuously through 50 runs straight. Doing it with the Ruby is very difficult, and you've probably had quite a bit of luck on your side to do it. This particular part in the match, I actually thought it was over. You'll see me sort of lackadaisically half-ass swing at one of these guys. Yeah, there it is, and I get downed. These dragons dropped by the corrosive dragon actually help to keep you alive. At this point, I was low on health, but I absolutely needed my Flame of the Firehawk to regenerate, and there it is. I figure at this point, whip out the Grog Nozzle, and if I can regenerate my health back to full, which in this particular case is right there, it's a match again. It's basically like I'm starting straight from scratch again. Obviously, since he's a shock dragon, what you're going to be wanting to emphasize is the fire element, because obviously he'll have a resistance against shock. So basically, fire works fantastic all against the fire one. Surprise. So basically, yeah, that's the key to the build. Just make sure when they're down, and in this particular case, I killed the slag one first, but I usually try and take out the fire or the shock one first. Just because the fire one's a pain in the ass, he's going to be a pain in the ass regardless. If you take out the shock one first, then he has absolutely no chance to give over health to any of the other ones, so it won't prolong your fight. Plus he has, I think, the most health. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but if you take him out first, your life's a lot easier. The slag one and the corrosive one are the 2 easiest. Easily have the least amount of damage output on them. Plus they have the least amount of health. You can like the slag one I took out in 1 magazine, and you'll probably notice that the corrosive one gets taken out in 2 or so. So they have the least amount of health. They're the easiest to take out. Not to mention they're the least threatening when they're in the sky. So I'd say obviously focus on the shock or the fire one first and then let it play out. In this one, the slag one happened to be down, so I just took him out before he could level up the other dragons. But yeah, the key is when they're down, take them out. Take advantage of it. Don't hit the fire one when he's down like this or when he's lighting the ring up on the perimeter, because he's invulnerable to damage with his wings protecting him, and he will reflect the bullets back to you. But when they're down, smoke them in the face with the critical hit buff here. But make sure that you're continually going to the outside of the ring to replenish your health with the green iridiums, the green iridium buffs. I don't know what to call them. Just basically use those to continually regenerate your interfacer ammo, and then just lay into his face. And look how quick his damage goes down with this build. It's fantastic. This one took me, like I said earlier, this one did take me quite a few tries. just because I couldn't really get the pattern down. Plus, it's these dragons, well, or again, it might have been my bad luck, because normally I'm pretty good at taking these raid bosses out quickly. But I don't know, maybe it was just my bad luck, and maybe if I went back and did it with the ruby later without more bad luck on my side, maybe I'll be able to do it pretty quick with the ruby too. But I used the grog nozzle on this one. I have no regrets. I still think this is an incredibly fun fight with the grog nozzle or not for healing. And yeah, that's basically it. The strategy is pretty simple. It's outlined here. I'll give you a whole tree breakdown toward the end. The only 5 points, you'll probably look at it when you see it and be like, why did you put 5 points in that? The 5 points I did put in to strip the flesh was just in case if I had run out of ammo and I almost virtually was assured that I couldn't reach the end line to regenerate my health. At least that way I'd have pretty decent DPS if I brought out the Herald to shoot at him. That was the only 5. I didn't want to emphasize kill skills in this because I couldn't predict when and which dragons I'd be able to kill first. Like if I killed the slag one, breaking out to say a Norfleet fire wouldn't be very good if the dragon on the ground was incendiary Norfleet. So I figured the kill skills wouldn't be predictable or come in handy very well, so I stuck with a basic build that managed DPS and pretty decent survivability for the most part. There's the kill, and I'll give you the equipment and tree breakdown toward the end there. See you later.